I'm guessing that's stopped the combine today. $4.8 mil in 10 or 15 minutes. I've not seen that much rain since January. Just, yeah, nuts. Make the ground a bit softer for anywhere where we've got to level off though, and get a stale seed bed in. Bucketing a bit of wheat out the shed. This is 16%, so it needs a little bit taken out of it. So the dry is just filling now with the last of the wet stuff that was about 19 when we started cutting. So I'm just making a blend up so it does a bit quicker. So we'll get a few batches through today. Then the stuff on this drying floor there, focusing on the rain, not the floor. That should be dry and I'll just need cooling probably tomorrow. Andrew's just been asking about the steps. Go on, turn it now. See? So they don't get squashed by the track. Clever, isn't it? And then when you go down the road, they're quite narrow. Unless you go around a left-hand bend and you end up quite wide. We had 4.5 mil of rain this morning. It's pretty much soaked straight in and dried. So, ooh, that was quick. Choking it. Where the rate was, the OSR, it's a bit rutty in places and panned where it was a bit thin. So, should do a bit of loosening in the odd place. It's a proper beast, isn't it? This is some of the rutty patches. 4.5 mil, or 4.6 mil of rain, nearly 5. And it's still dry. No bits of soil stuck in that. Oh, that noise is annoying. That should level it off. Tidy, and then we'll drill it with a cover crop. Yeah, that'll explain the noise. That bearing's gone. Thought it was one of these captured, and of course it's so big and wide you can't sort of stand behind it and listen, but that's what it is. So we'll go and put a new bearing on it. Yeah, we thought it was that scraping, but it's because that bearing's gone at that end. So we'll just drop it out and get a new in. We just undone the bolts, dropped it out, and then now we're just going to fold it flat, and then the roller should roll forwards out the way is the plan. Couldn't quite get the roller to drop out past the scrapers because Morgan had set them the other day. So we're just undoing the scrapers, which doesn't take long with a nut gun. Just dropped John off now with the combine. They didn't actually quite get finished last night. They left a couple of bits to do today. But it rained this morning, but it's blown off now, so they're going to finish that. So I'm just getting the header on the back of the tractor for him. Right, I've just been and picked the bearing up. I'll show you in a minute. Remember that field where the wheat was a bit poor, where it had been flooded and we drilled it with black oats? Well, I've never seen what black oats look like. Well, it just looked like wild oats, really. Not a big difference, just slightly smaller sort of tassels on there. But yeah, they look okay. We'll probably cut these after the wheat, because the wheat looks pretty ripe, to be honest. The pigeons are landed in this corner here. Yeah, the wheat, I don't know, that bit's fit. But then that there, secondary growth, isn't it? Still green. Oh. But yeah, there you go. That's what black oats look like. They look fairly yellow to me. Yeah, that's the bear, and I think you could say that's definitely gone. Now, when we thought the scrapers were adjusted wrong, that was because that had moved inside. I don't think I've ever seen one fail that bad. That had obviously failed and was wearing its way out. Got a new one now, and this new one's actually greasable as long as you do remember to grease it, whereas that one was obviously sealed for life. They didn't have quite the right insert for the bearing. It's one that's held on with Allen keys, and rather than wait to order one, we might as well just trim a bit off that, because it's held on, you see, by this cap that has got a little bit worn, but it should be okay. That holds the bearing on tight rather than the Allen keys, you see. Gives you a bit less, well, a bit more room in there so the rollers can run tighter. Just cutting the top off, but I've just been putting a little bit of freeze spray on it just to keep it cool so we don't get the seals too hot inside. Trimmed it down, stick it on and put it back together. Rob's just going bailing now because it's not rained at Bold. I realised if we take the spaces out of that, we can drop it down and it gives us the room to get the bolts in and out. So we're just going to lower it now on the linkage on the spool. Just back up a little bit. We have just rolled it forwards, but this would have been easy to do on the flat yard, but we didn't want to take up any space. Down a bit. Whoa! Roll it back a tiny bit, I think. Get a crowbar. Got it nearly there. We're just going to lift it the last bit because the tines are now digging in the thing. We perhaps should have just done it in the field. We could have buried the tines. It's going back together now. The rural team have just been in, checking that there's no hurt courses about. There's now Andrew's just resetting the scrapers. Must have been gone a long while, that bearing. I don't know why we didn't notice, but while Morgan's not here, we'll blame Morgan for not noticing when he was adjusting the scrapers. I think he's fencing this week. That was quick. Has he got a problem? He's gone to the workshop. Turns out Rob had just come to pick up some more string because he's gone now onto another field at Bill and Joe's. I think he's gone on to spring barley as straw as well, so it's amazing in that stride. I know we did have some wind, but yeah, we definitely had 5 mil of rain this morning. Well, John's still out combining, Rob's still out baling, Andrew's now back out with Toronto. I'm going to go and move some branches that have fell out of a tree in his way. Yeah, I'll see if I can grab that. You can still hear that tinkling along. So maybe there is either another one going or the scraper is catching. Let's see if I can prune this up there actually, because it's that one's sticking out a little bit. Let's see if it'll just twist off. Yeah, there we go. That can go with that pile now. So we need that saw blade thing in it. It was quite hard tidying up after that saw blade, but I suppose with this grab, it's quite easy, won't it? I don't think we had the grab last time when we were tidying up. Right, I'll grab them in a second. But Andrew just said, ooh, drop you there. Andrew just rung and said there's one over the other side of the field, so I'll go and get that one first. And then I can carry them all in one chunk. I do like this grab. I like it better that it was free as well. I've got a free bucket and fork with the Merlot, the little mini Merlot. It's a low branch, but it's just low branch from growth. It's not a low branch from snapping off, so I'll have to leave that. It needs a chainsaw. It's an oak tree. Don't want to smash it off and damage it. It is actually the scrapers this time. I just backed up with the roller down so Andrew could hear it, and he jumped out of his skin. Didn't realise how loud it was going to be, but I think it's whoa. It's that one and another one down there, so we'll just adjust them a little bit. Right, I've slackened them off and moved them along. He's just going to pull forwards and we'll see if he goes quiet. That one. and that one. Right. Yeah. That one there. Should have brought the lecky gun out. Slacken that clamp. And then that one. And just slide them along. Right, we'll try again. I think when he was doing them up with the nut gun, he got a little bit bored. They want sliding in a bit as well, actually, don't they? Because they're not clearing the soil off. Oh, that's better. Because of the curved window in the back of the quad track. You see from here, actually. So it's like completely curved. The noise deadening is phenomenal. So you can't hear it. Working up lovely anyway. Nice and level. That's better. The odd little stone here and there, but not what it was. I have never seen this pond so low. You know, that's the outlet there. Well, that's the extra outlet. There is another one lower down, but when it goes wrong, that one works. But we used to play on here when we were kids with a canoe. So empty. Like, you wouldn't be able to stand here. It's probably a metre lower than normal. These trees want cutting off or pulling out. It's getting no light in it now, and I don't think the ducks will even land on it anymore. Might try and reach that branch from the other side, but maybe we need to come with a digger or a cherry picker and chop the top out of that and pull it back and chip it. Just goes stagnant, the water otherwise. I've managed to reach in and pull that one out now. It's a really nice pond though, because it's got lily pads in it as well. Andrew's chasing me out the way now. Yeah, I've just pulled this out that had fell in, and then it actually sorry, it's getting bitten by a horsefly. Fell in, and then the branches were starting to get roots on, you see. So we'll carry that in, we'll chip that. Oh, spent the time. Oh, might be a heavy plant crossing the road. Get it? Oh, actually, it's not that heavy. A few 100 kilos. Take it to the chipper pile. Oh, and also when I brought the other one in, I twisted that one as well. They're not expensive off Cram, and they might heat up and straighten, but at least we can get under them trees now, and at least that pond's not going to die, and might get some life back into it now it's got some daylight hitting the water. As you know, we've been doing quite a bit on GB News recently and got to know the team there very well, including Bev Turner. I even give her one of my hats at the marches. Anyway, she's been on the Trump tour with the press bus, and when he's been doing press conferences, they were all talking about immigrants and migrants and all this kind of stuff. Anyway, me and Martin both texted her over the weekend and said, see if you can ask him about farming. Anyway, she did, which is amazing. So you've probably seen it on all the socials. It's definitely on Twitter and everything else. But yeah, she asked him about the IHT, and he said that it's farming. In fact, there's the clip. It's the easiest, isn't it?
We have a lot of unhappy. We have a lot of unhappy.
Who are you with? Because you're asking such nice
Sorry,
questions.
GB News. Bev Turner from GB News.
Very good.
We have a lot of unhappy farmers in this country at the moment, and I'm sure the Prime Minister won't thank me for raising this. We've had changes to inheritance tax, which mean a lot of farmers feel they're going to lose their farms when they die or their father dies. How important are farmers to a country?
You mean they're going to lose the farm because of estate taxes?
Correct. So that when they die, they'll have to pay so much. They're cash poor, but they have great properties.
I know. Well, they're cash poor. They're land rich and cash poor. A lot of people are. I've had that too. Sometimes I'm land rich and cash. Sometimes I'm cash rich and land poor. I like it both ways, but as I get older, I like the more conservative. So I did something that I don't know if you can do, but it was great. I love our farmers. as you know, in our tax bill, we have a clause that's very important. We were losing a lot of farms to the banks because a loving mother and father would die and left their farm to their children or their child, but their children, their family. And they loved their family, and they thought they were doing them a favor, but they had a 50% tax to pay. So the land would get valued, and at a high number, because some of the farms were valuable, but they didn't, you know, they couldn't quantify it. And they'd go out and borrow money to pay the estate tax, or the death tax, as it's called. And they'd overextend, and they'd lose the farm. And they'd commit suicide in many cases.
We're seeing that.
No. Our levels are nowhere near 50%.
They're not 50%, but the dissatisfaction is real.
We've just introduced where it's paid over many years, works out
Well, that's
about
good.
an extra 2% a year over 10 years. So it's not at those levels by any stretch of the imagination. But the other thing that we've done, as you know, is make sure that we've got a pathway for farmers that actually increases their year-on-year income, which is the most important thing. And in all of the deals that we do, we ensure that our farmers are the central focus for much of it, particularly in agriculture, including in the US deal, because I don't think we can go on for years saying that it's acceptable for farmers to have a year-on-year income which isn't sufficient. We've got to fix that problem. We can't simply live with that problem, so it's a very different situation.
Well, we ended the estate tax. There is no estate tax on farms.
Maybe you could do the same.
So,
Like Trump or not, he says he's looking after farmers, which is what we need as government here to do. Anyway, you can still see, if the muck spreader wasn't in the way, the hashtag and the Save Our Family Farms. Don't forget, if you've got some land that can be seen, put one in, so it can be seen from main roads, motorways, airports, everything. You want to not be able to go up the motorway network without seeing one. I never noticed they bent that one as well. Oh! Yeah, maybe that wasn't the right tool for the job. Anyway, John's on his way back. We'll see if we can see him. In a minute, you should see the header arriving and the combine. So John's just sent me that video because that is the last of Bill's corn, other than a tiny bit of canary grass that's always last combine. But yeah, Bill is a pretty happy man today. I think we finished combining for him earlier than some years he's even started, which is amazing. That looks like the header. Going by a 10 floor of plough. And then that looks like the combine. Some zoom on this camera, isn't there? Dust coming off the combine as well. I've not got this gate open, we're going to go in the old gate. Yeah. That's a good picture, isn't it? Sunset on Bill's harvest. That is all for today. If you made it this far, click like, that would be amazing. Here's the birthdays at the end anyway. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. This is today's birthday bumper. Dickie Reed is 1. Ray Grace is on there. Dickie Haylock is 50, so 49 years apart. And Jennifer Willis is 17. They've got a first driving lesson this afternoon. Sorry, Wills, not Willis. So yeah, £100,900-ish. Happy birthday everyone there and anyone else whose birthday is today.